Good evening and welcome to The Nest. Thank you for joining us. My name is Vivian Degwa, and today yet again we have an amazing and impactful conversation just for you. We're going to be looking at starting from very humble beginnings to purpose-driven leadership. That is the conversation that we will be having today, and I am joined by one Laban. I'm joined by one Laban Okuse, and Laban Okuse is the director and founder of Broken Man Movement, and he will be letting us into his life and that particular movement that is for the broken man. Welcome to the program. It is a pleasure to have you on board. How about we begin by knowing you more? Let us take you back to your early childhood life. How was it like for you growing up?
Let me introduce myself first. I'm
Go ahead.
Laban Okusi. I'm a broken man in making, and I'm still walking the journey. I'm not yet there, but I believe by God's grace I'll be there. I'm coming from a background of a very big, huge family. To be precise, I call it a polygamous family. And I'm very proud to have come from a big polygamous family, a family of, sometimes I count my fingers, about 19 or so. 19, but that is the family that is the platform that God put me in so that I can be able to exploit my potential in life. Let's continue the conversation. You get to know more of me.
Yeah, so you grew up in that big family.
Yes.
How would you say that impacted your life, or just your early life in general? How would you say it has impacted you and shaped you to the man that you are right now?
First and foremost, I really appreciate and thank God for that big family. Challenges were there, but since that was our safe space, you cannot be able to experience those challenges because that was part of our life.
Yeah.
Having lived in a small house whereby all of us will fit in, sometimes maybe neighbors will be able to make a lot of jokes in a way that hiyo nyumba ikifunguliwa hivi mtanguka kama kiberiti. But it was all fun in a way that we had different characters in the family. We had comedians in our family, we had musicians in our families, and it made the family fit in so well. And above all, I really thank our great dad. Our great dad was the king of the house, just a king managing 19 children, 3 wives. And
you all lived in the same
everything
homestead?
In order. Not necessarily as such, but we'll always find ourselves in the same space.
Yeah, so that shaped you in a...
It's really shaped me.
Yeah. Who would you say were your influences, growing up as a young man?
My greatest influencer was my father. And the reason why I'll always call upon my father, he was the only person that you'll feel that whenever you go and pour out your heart, he'll listen. And our father taught us one thing, such that there's an aspect my father had by the name of love. He loved us equally, at the same time, separately. Each of my siblings can be able to explain the kind of love they had from my father, which is different from mine. And I always say that in today's society, that is what we are missing. We are having, my father was a struggling father, was a providing father, and was a present father, irrespective of the challenges that were there during those days. Today, as a society, I have only 2 children, but I'll hardly create time for them because I'm busy looking for money and all those, because I want their life to become much more better. I've changed the life to be more materialistic than being present in my current family.
Yeah.
And that is where the disconnect is as a society.
Yeah.
My prayer, let us go back to the foundation.
Yeah.
What were we taught by our fathers? I always be able to give this example, like the race you are running to hand over the baton. You'll only count yourself that you've won the race once you've passed on the baton. Our fathers passed on the baton to us, but we are failing to pass over the baton to our children.
Where did we go wrong? Where did we go wrong, rather, and what changed? You know, even from what you're talking about, you know, giving us the experience of your own life,
Yes.
growing up. You grew up in a big family, and you're saying your dad was present and got to give each and every 19 of his children the love and attention that they needed. And right now, you know, we're having families that are not as big, but the parents are never there because, well, they're maybe out there doing businesses, trying to look for the next meal and whatnot. Just where did we go wrong, or when did things change?
We are focusing on materialistic things other than developing the social fabric of the family. That is where we go wrong. Let us dwell more on developing that social fabric of the family. And that is the main foundation. Out of that social fabric, that is what a man like me will come out. But if we dwell on only on the materialistic aspect of building a family, we miss out the point. Social fabric, it is what is in. Materialistic is outside. Let us dwell so much in building on what is inside. Our character and also our attitude. It's through the character that was built in me that made me to be the kind of a man I am today. I can be able to articulate issues. I can be able to interact with people. I know if somebody tells me they are hungry, I know I've been there, I've been hungry. If somebody tells me maybe they've failed to pay their house rent, I know I've also failed to pay my house rent. Somebody will not be able to understand, especially today's generation. You ask, the other day when we were growing up, there's a boy I asked. We gave them the glass bottle of soda. Once they had used it, they threw it. Because the society has told them, once you use something, you throw it away. As guys, as we are growing up, that bottle was a real thing. I know I'll be able to go to the shop and be able to get another bottle of soda. But today's society will not be able to see that value. So it is upon us as a generation, today's fathers, to be ever present in the lives of our children, so that at least you can be able to give them wholesomely how life is. Teach them about our cultures, teach them about our neighbors, teach them about the family at large. As guys today, we are very selfish. If I raise a son, he is mine. My sister or the aunt to that boy cannot tell that boy anything. As we were are a responsibility of the society. Today's society, we are very selfish that we keep everything by ourselves. I'll give this example. If I raise a son, I'm raising somebody else's husband.
That's true.
If I raise a daughter, I'm raising somebody else's wife. Have I equipped them enough that they can be able to handle the challenges they face in life? And that is where the social fabric comes in. We need it 90% in our children, more than the materialistic things that we are looking for. Materialistic things, they will come in life. They'll come, definitely come. Others come early, others come late. But the long thing, the bottom line is they'll still be able to come.
But you know, some people may argue that, you know, we live in different times, specifically when we talk about our economy at the moment. And one would say, I am working so that I can be able to provide for my children. And that's why maybe I may not have the time to be there because I need to work 1, 2, 3 hustles, as we call them now, you know. I need to have this side hustle, I need to have this other gig and this other gig. I'm really working towards ensuring that my children have a brighter future by making sure I'm providing enough for them. I'm providing for them to go to good schools. I think that that's what most people are chasing nowadays. And I'd say it's still valid in a way or two, but what would be your say on that? for
Balance.
a parent who's watching and they know they are working tirelessly just to ensure that their children are having a comfortable life, but maybe they don't have that luxury of time.
Balancing. We all have 24 hours in a day. All of us. Just balance. Don't lose it. I'll chase on those materialistic things, but I'll be able to lose my son. I'll give this scenario. I'm a chairman to a public boys' school, high school. I'm the Parents Association chair. But sometimes I always find myself fathering over 300 boys. The fathers are absent. What are they doing? They've gone for greener pastures. Who is fathering this boy? These boys normally go through some emotional breakdowns. Who is there to listen to them? That's why I say an aspect of balancing. Yes, I might be able to look for all these things, but end up losing the only son that I have. Whom am I giving to the next generation? I'm giving to the next generation a weak boy who can be able to not be able to withstand anything. And those are, we always say as a society, the leaders of tomorrow. So if we've not equipped them good enough to be able to handle tomorrow, despite the economical challenges we are having, even before our fathers used to tell us they had challenges. I remember with 10 shillings I could go and buy a whole breakfast, bread, milk, sugar and everything. But it was very difficult for my father to get that 10 shillings. The same way it's very difficult in today's society to be able to finance that breakfast worth 1,000 shillings. Times and seasons have changed, but it is constant. In physics, we always say K is constant. It remains the same, irrespective of how you're going to call it. Just balance those times. Our fathers, our mothers had that ample time with us. And when you go back in time, you'll always find that our mothers were more or less, they were working from home.
They were caregivers.
Caregivers, taking care. My father used to go out. That is the aspect of a man. Let me take you back biblically in Genesis 3:9. That's the time God used to walk with man in the cool of the day. Kila jioni Mungu anacha biashara zake kule juu, anateremka hapa chini. Wacha nikapige story na huyu mwanaume. It was so comforting. Until in Genesis 3:9, God asked man, where are you? That time man had gone away from the position that God had placed him. He went and ate the fruit and hid. It is not that God did not see him, but God will always want man to be in a particular position that they can be able to have a conversation. And when you always have a conversation with God, everything will fall in place. My wife will fall in place, my children will fall in place, my colleagues at work will fall in place. And I'll not be distressed at any particular moment because I'll always have a friend. And in all aspects of life, whenever you feel that you have a friend that who can be able to listen to you, everything melts down. And you feel that you always have that inner peace.
Yeah. I want us to get into the Broken Man movement. What exactly got you to begin that movement? Where did the inspiration come from?
I'll go back. It started from my family. Maybe when we were growing up, we took for granted maybe what our dad taught us. And it only hit me in life later on, the time I became a husband and a father. That's the time I appreciated what my father was doing. But initially, I did not see it. It was a guarantee that my father provides for me. It was a guarantee that my father should always be there for me at any given time. But when I became a father, when I became a husband, I found myself that everything pertaining to the family falls on me. Holding up that fabric of a family, the emotional aspect, the financial aspect, and all dimensional family starts and falls with me. That's the time I started having, because it got to a time whereby you're lacking, you don't have anything. Your wife will come and tell me, my wife will come and tell me, we need food. My landlord will tell me, I need rent.
Yeah.
My daughter will tell me, I need school fees. My son will tell me, Dad, I need food. My sisters, my siblings will be able to come until then. Who is listening to me? Nobody can be able to understand that I don't have. And the most difficult thing, even as a father, as I started that movement, is that in the long run, I'll always say that it is okay. I'll provide. And sometimes you do not have even an idea or a clue on how you're going to do it. As a man, I'll just be able to say yes.
Yeah.
So the aspect of saying yes, sometimes it pushes us down in a way that we do not have a space whereby you can be able to explain that I don't have, I cannot make it. And sometimes if I say, I don't have, then they'll be able to ask you, where do you think I'll get it from? So that aspect normally pushes men to the wall. They do not have a space whereby they can be able to vent what they're going through. For instance, if you want to get what a man is going through, you'll sit down with him 6 in the morning. It is only until 6 in the evening that that man will be able to tell you a glimpse of it. This is what I'm going through. Because we have that ego. I cannot be able to come and tell my fellow men, you know, my wife beat me last night.
Yeah.
Which police station am I going to report? No, I'm a man. I was taught as a man, you're supposed to handle everything. You're not supposed to cry. You're not supposed to do all those things. All those things are clogged up in a man.
Yeah.
Men do not have that safe space to be able to talk about their issues. I like and admire women because anything that they go through, they'll always speak out. And it comes out perfectly.
Yeah.
And they always have that peace. And that's the reason as to why I always tell men, whenever you're putting down your priorities, everybody will be able to ask you, have you written down your will? No one will ever ask a woman, have you ever written down your will? No. Because the society always have this assumption, the man will go first.
Wow. Actually, I've not thought about it that way. You know, why is it that the man is asked whether they've had their things together by making sure that whenever they're not around, everything will be in check, but they don't ask the woman? Because they think the man will always go first. Interesting. That's very interesting. But I want us to talk about the fact that men do not speak out. That is a fact. Even coming from you as a man, you've agreed that men do not speak up. Would you say that society has conditioned the man to be like that? Because I believe even from growing up, even when in families, how a baby girl is raised and how a baby boy is raised can be a bit different. You know, the boy is taught to be tough. You're not supposed to cry. And you know, even when they cry, they're asked, kwani wewe ni msichana, mbona unalia? And such, you know, comments that are given to the man. Would you say it is our culture that has conditioned the man to be who you are right now, that you're calling maybe, I'll say broken, you know? Is it society that has gotten us there?
To some extent it's society, and to some aspect it is our own doing as men. I always like to explain things through my example, how I've lived my life. My dad taught me that it is okay for a man to cry. And it was only by word, it was also by action. Because I saw my father crying. And it gave us so much peace. Sometimes you see him crying to explain, you just come, Dad, it's okay, you wipe his tears and all those things. Big old man crying with 19 children, isn't it? It is okay. It brought a certain kind of a bond, because immediately he cried, the emotional angle of him came out. He was very soft in a way that he's a human being like us. He's not the man that has been built by bricks that nothing can be able to penetrate. He had flesh. And I remember most of the time that maybe he could be able to explain his journey in life, how he was born, being an only son, born together with a sister, other siblings dying and all those things. He just wanted things to be perfect. Anything that he tried to do, he wanted things to be perfect. But things were not falling in place. So what he had this option whereby he could be able to sink his life into alcoholism, of which he was not, but he was what I normally call it a decent drinker. My dad used to take the best wine ever. If it's whiskey, it was the best and all those things. Good life. But he was a human being. He cried so much in our presence. And that is the thing that also made me to be who I am today, that I can be able to explain my issues. Most men will not understand why I'm saying this, but I always say it is okay. You talk it out. It will come out. If you don't talk it out, it will kill you. Yeah.
There's, just going by what you said, good thing for you, you had something to mirror. You saw your dad being able to just show his emotions without hiding them, as most men would do because of how they were conditioned to be. There's this experiment I like to refer to, especially when I'm speaking to men. There's an experiment that someone just did on the streets whereby they had a woman and a man. The woman shouting at the man and even fighting this man and beating this man in public, and everyone was just passing by. No one really cared to find out what's going on or stop the woman from beating the man, but this woman was just beating this man. Fellow men were just passing, actually smiling, wondering, come on, and then they did the same thing, now different place, reversed. The man is the one now beating the woman. Trust me, everyone was there, even wanting to beat the man, wondering, why are you beating this woman? What would you say is the analogy behind all that? What got us to that point where we assume the woman is free to do whatever they want? They can beat the man and no one would care. Even fellow men would not stand up for the man. But when the roles are reversed, the women will be there to stand up for the woman. Men themselves will be there to stand up for the woman and ask the man, why are you beating a woman and whatnot. What would you say got us to such a point whereby it's okay for a man to suffer, but not the lady?
It's not okay for a man to suffer. What
got us there?
The positioning that we've placed ourselves in society. And always let us go back to the position that God has placed us. There are 4 things a man ought to have, even before we get there. There's a king in a man. That king normally depicts leadership, order, and also guidance. That's an aspect a man should be able to have. There's a warrior in a man. A warrior in a man depicts an aspect of protectiveness, an aspect of covering in every man. There's an aspect of a friend in a man, whereby it brings what we call the emotional aspect in every man, that he'll be able to listen, he'll be able to walk with somebody, he's going to guide. And there's an aspect of man as a mentor, whereby guidance or rather direction is going to be shown to man. A man ought to have all these 4 aspects. I normally call them 4 archetypes of a man, isn't it? So if a man can be able to learn, there are sometimes you'll be able to remove the heart of a king and be able to put the heart of a warrior, such that you can be able to protect your family, guide them in a way that they know somebody protects them. In any family setup, any home, you'll always find Yule Nikitia Baba. Nobody can be able to sit on that throne. That's the seat of a king. Even if anybody comes in, will be able to get all the seats. People are sitting on those seats. That seat of the king, nobody sits on it. There's that honor that comes with the heart of a king in a man. The society, the reason as to why maybe people will be able to react whenever they see a man putting up his hand on a woman, they always think that he has gone beyond. As a man, you can only be able to receive. The woman will beat you, do all those nasty things, but you have to control yourself at that particular moment. Because as a man, you have all those aspects. That is what I can be able to say as of now.
All right. And on that note, we take a break and then we come back to continue with the discussion. Do not go too far.